For the past 15 years, Michael Sarbanes has worked in neighborhoods throughout Baltimore, helping to improve communities and change lives.
Michael Sarbanes has vision, a desire to change the structure of government here in the city of Baltimore, to take Baltimore to another level and change what has already been an entrenched status quo.
We need people in this city council that can help work with the many unsung grassroots community leaders to make our city what it needs to be.
So I think that Baltimore really has a chance to become a much better city and to fully realize its potential under the leadership of somebody like Michael Sarbanes.
Well, Michael supported me years and years ago, and he's taught me a lot, helped us in our community, and I think he'll make a great city council president.
I met Michael Sarbanes some time ago and have come to know him as a real community person. Spending a lot of time in the Irvington community, I know what he means to that community, and I know what he has done for that community. He lives there, he cares about the community, he is known by the people, and I really believe that it's time for us to make a real difference in Baltimore City.
As head of the Maryland Office of Crime Control and Prevention, Michael was a pioneer as he utilized nuisance laws to shut down open-air drug markets throughout Baltimore City.
I met Michael 15 years ago when I lived in Forest Heights apartment complex. The drug was so bad that it was so bad that they were sitting in baskets out the window to collect the money, pull it back up and send the drugs out. And Michael came there and introduced us to the laws that we could work with. And after that, Michael got in there and we pushed and we humped and cleaned up the community. And I love him for that.
Michael would be that independent voice, working with the mayor when it's for the good of the citizens of Baltimore, but speaking out when it came issues of the public safety dealing with law enforcement.
As the executive director of the Citizens Planning and Housing Association, Michael wrote the inclusionary housing bill that recently became law in Baltimore City. As a result of Michael Sarbanes' work, thousands of Baltimore working families will finally have the opportunity to own their own home.
From the faith community, through legislators, through agency heads, he's worked enormously effectively tackling the whole issue of the very grave and growing crisis of the lack of affordable housing in the city. Very thoroughgoing understanding of what makes communities thrive and rather than just survive.
The reason I'm supporting Michael Sarbanes is because Michael has supported the Baltimore City community through his actions when he was working for the state and his many support efforts that he's given us over the years.
Michael Sarbanes has a passion for improving communities, and with our help, he will improve Baltimore.
And was immediately struck by his just instinctive concern for community. And in fact, we were like children one day and we drove around the community of Irvington, and he had all these visions of creating a recreation center for the community, having an after-school program. And at that point, I completely partnered with Michael and we worked to actually bring a computer lab. My company started a computer lab in the basement of his church, teaching African American history as a means of bridging the digital divide.
I was a single father. I was in a time in my life, I was an unemployed single father. My family needed to eat. I was in a rough time in my life, you know. Things could have happened, but he gave me the opportunity to do something different. And that's what needs to happen with Baltimore City, something different, other than the same old jazz. You know?
I'm Senator Paul Sarbanes. I want to talk to you today about Michael Sarbanes. I've known Michael since the moment he was born. And we've seen him grow up to become an outstanding young man. He's strongly committed to public service. Now he's running to be president of the Baltimore City Council. He brings enormous commitment and talent to that effort. Michael will fight for the people. He'll always put the people first. He's strong for education and housing, better transportation, addressing the crime situation. I think the people of Baltimore will have a real leader in Michael, someone who understands the meaning of opportunity, believes in community. We're very excited about his candidacy.
Well, as you can hear, we're very proud of Michael. We tried to bring all of our children up to believe that public service was the highest calling, and we think Michael is going to be a magnificent public servant. He's prepared himself for this by his work over the last 15 years, and we are very excited about his prospects.
An advocate for safe communities, a champion for opportunity, a record of leadership.
The other day we had a cleanup about 2 weeks ago, and I overheard a conversation between two little girls from the neighborhood. And one of them said, "Well, what is a peace park for?" And the other one, in very serious tone, says, "Peace is when you can just relax and be who God wants you to be." And I'm running for council president because I want to bring that little girl's vision to pass in communities all across Baltimore.
Help change Baltimore. Vote Michael Sarbanes for City Council President. Paid for by Friends of Michael Sarbanes, Joanna Frazier, Treasurer.